Alright everyone, welcome back to another episode of Ocean Outlast Expert. I hope everyone is doing great today. I know that I am. We are jumping right back on into things today. And today is a crafting episode. Well, at least that's the plan. So we'll see how it goes. I've actually spent a little bit of time tinkering with some stuff. And I do have some important news for you guys who may be following along. Something I did figure out. So, we had gotten the blast furnace up and going maybe 3 episodes ago or so. 2-3 episodes ago. And we were having trouble getting it to work properly. Now we could throw iron in there, but there was no way to get air. And if we look at industrial craft, which we had already done before, but I'll show you guys again. We bring up industrial craft and we look up compressed air. It is not an item in JEI for whatever reason. It's not there. And that's what you need to use to get air into the blast furnace. Now, the other thing that you need in order to get compressed air is you take a cell and you put it in a compressor and you get compressed air. So you would need a cell. Well, there are no cells in here other than a 10K coolant cell. And when you click on that bad boy, it just gives you these recipes. It doesn't give you a recipe for an actual cell. So I couldn't figure it out for the longest time. I was doing some testing to try to see what we could do with it. And I realized that if we go into our quests here, and we go to industrial craft, wherever it may be, we look at our progression here. The next one in line for energy progression is the geothermal generator. Now if we click on this bad boy, it pulls up and it shows you need a generator and universal fluid cells. So even though it's not showing in JEI, this is what you need right here. And I think you can find it from other recipes as well. Like if we look at the geothermal generator, it takes these in order to get it, which is kind of crazy. It's kind of interesting that they don't have it in JEI. It must just be some kind of bug or something like that. So I let the modpack dev know on that, but this is how you can find it, and then this is how you can craft it. So the crafting recipe is in here. You can make them. They just don't show up when you search for them for whatever reason. I really don't know why. So it's just a couple of tin item casings and then some glass panes in the middle. That will get you 1. So just keep that in mind as you're crafting through. You'll get 1 universal fluid cell for that crafting. Now, obviously, this quest progression is a little different than what we're doing, but you can take those cells, put it in this compressor. It'll give you compressed air. You take those compressed air, you put it over here on this slot right here. It'll instantly pull it over to there, and then it'll show you right here that you'll have air in there and the amount that you have. And now this process takes forever. But I mean, if you're dedicated to getting steel, it's probably one of the easier ways to do it rather than having to go through a couple of different steps with the metallurgic infuser. But it does take probably about 8 buckets of air to get 1 steel ingot from iron. So just keep that in mind as you're playing through. It is a very slow process. If you have time in a bottle, it definitely helps, but it's a lot to do. And unfortunately, that's just how it is with all of our steel processing at this point. It's a lot of time, which kind of sucks. I don't want it to be like that. So if we take a peek here, and this is another ultimate goal. We're going to put it on our list of goals to eventually get figured out. So steel production, we want to get this bumped up to a better state because a lot of things going forward are going to utilize steel, or a few things that I've seen utilize steel. So what is the best way? Well, I was hoping that the blast furnace would have been the best way, but unfortunately it is extremely time consuming, and it also requires that air component, which then takes time because you have to compact that air in the compressor. Really, your best bet is either the induction smelter from thermal expansion or your alloy smelter from Ender IO. Now this one is probably the easiest to make because if we go back to our induction smelter and take a peek at it, we need to get into extended crafting. So we got to do this. Takes a bunch of Invar, steel, some double compressed sand. Like it takes a lot. And then on top of that, you need a machine frame, which you're looking at uranium ore and specter ingots, which then you need ectoplasm for. Like it is a lot. So really, our best bet is to get to the alloy smelter from Ender IO. Now this bad boy is actually pretty straightforward to make. So if we take a look at it, a couple of iron ingots here, 2 furnaces, pretty easy. You need 2 stone gears, again, pretty easy, a bucket, and then this is going to be your most expensive thing, your simple machine chassis, which you need dark iron bars for. You also need mana steel from Botania. Luckily, we already have some, so we won't even have to worry about going that far into that. And then infinity dust block. So you get infinity from Ender IO, you go down to bedrock, you light the bedrock on fire, and you have a chance of getting a grain of infinity that can be then used to make the block. And then this dark iron bars come from dark steel ingots. Okay, that's actually kind of interesting. But we need some dark steel for that. And I think dark steel actually isn't too hard to make. There's the induction smelter recipe. I thought there was a different way that we could do it. Alloy smelter, maybe it is the only way we can do it, is through an induction smelter, which would be a little bit of a bummer. I'm guessing maybe we would be able to craft it in here if we put obsidian and we put, because what was it, obsidian and steel? If we put both of those into our tinkers, maybe we would be able to get it. But anywho, I'm rambling on. I think that Ender IO alloy smelter would be our best way to get a better steel production up and going. But we're not doing that this episode. We don't need steel right now. We'll need steel eventually. What we're doing this episode, well, first and foremost, we need a resonator because we are trying to continue on our path of simple storage. I should grab my diamantine crystals here because we are going to need those bad boys. We can get this crafted up just like so. We'll have that on us. We can bump that off. Then what else do we need? We need some of these quartz burns, which should be pretty straightforward, but we do need a resonator to get those. So let's hold on that for a second. And then the other thing that we need is storage cables. Now storage cables, we need some mana steel from Botania, which this can explain it. You can do the mana infusion on it, and that's what I was getting into. We probably would need to get into some Botania to get that up and going. But the other thing that we do need is living rock slabs from Botania. Now, how do you get living rock slabs from Botania? Well, you go over to here. You have to use a pure daisy, which again, maybe we'll get into in just a couple minutes here. And then you need to use stone burnt from extra utilities around the pure daisy to get the living rock. So stone burnt, again, kind of going down the path here. We have to use polished stone in a resonator to get that. And polished stone is pretty straightforward. It's just stone in a pattern like so. I think stone bricks specifically. Yeah, I think stone bricks specifically. In a pattern like that, I'll give you that. But basically, it's boiling all down to that we need this resonator from extra utilities to continue on our path. So that's what we're going to do. Now, I have most everything here. All I need left is this resonating redstone crystal, which we do need our ender shard for, which we should have some of them left over here. Now, if you're curious how you get the ender shard, I'll show you really quick. You just take a glass cutter to an ender pearl and you'll get 8. So it actually is a fair deal, I would say. So we'll grab one of those, and you are going to need a few of those eventually. And we can get our resonator, just like so. And now we're going to want to put it in a decent spot here. I feel like we could move our trash can for the time being. Plop that bad boy right here. And we might be able to hook it up. I don't know. There's other options for us to get on grid power. But if we can just hook it up with our Spectre coil here, it would be so much better, so much easier to do. Now we do have the universal cables that we made, and these bad boys will allow you to hook into pretty much anything. I'll show you really quickly the description of them. The universal cable, it'll let you use RF, EU, and joules. So it'll basically allow you to convert most any of the power types. So we can pop that bad boy here. Let's try, okay, so it does not connect to it. We do need to connect into a grid power instead. So let me get some stuff together and then we'll be right back. All right, guys, so I got some stuff together and we are ready to keep moving on. So to get grid power, the easiest way to start is to get some solar panels up and going. There are other options like water mills and so on and so forth, but solar panels, by far, easiest way to start out with things. So Let's get this going. You do get 3 per, which is awesome. Now you do keep in mind that this gives you power during daylight hours. So, and you will only get 1 GP per. So if you have 3, you're getting 3 GPs during the day. Pretty good to get going on. So really all you need is some lapis, some polished stone, which I showed you guys earlier, and then some resonating redstone crystals. So we'll get the polished stone. Let's grab that. I got a bunch of stone bricks made up here. So that'll give us a whole stack of these bad boys because we are going to have to use them down the line. And then I'm going to grab actually a few of these just because we can. I grabbed some extra ender pearls and our glass cutter just in case we wanted to make some more. Actually, I'll throw that in here now just so we have them on hand. And then we should be able to get our solar panels. So I'm gonna grab 6 of these bad boys to get us going. And then what I'm gonna do is you want to have a clear line of sight to the sky, obviously, because they are solar panels. So let's head up to our roof here and let's place these bad boys down. So we'll get up here. I did accidentally leave some dirt up here, so we'll get rid of this stuff. And the other cool thing with these, which I didn't realize before, are there are lunar ones as well. So the lunar ones will allow you to get grid power during the night, which is awesome. So that's 3 there, and then maybe we'll do, I don't know, well, we did that there, so we'll maybe put these bad boys right there. So on each side, so we should have 6. And it says 0 of 6 because we're not using anything right now. We have 6 available to us, but we're currently not using any of that 6 for anything on our grid. Now, if we come back inside, it'll show it over here. No power used / generated. We can go into here though, and we can get things going. Now, realistically, we might have been able to use this with just 1 grid power like we had before. But I think it's definitely useful to get those bad boys up and going as soon as you can. Get some solar panels up there so you can just have things get moving along a little bit quicker. So let's get those off. I do actually want to get some lunar panels so we have some stuff during the nighttime as well. Yeah, boosted by full moon, so gives power during night hours. And it's actually pretty simple to do. Same recipe, but you need lunar reactive dust, which is just the lapis. Ooh, actually, we do not have enough to get those bad boys. Okay. So unfortunately, we won't be able to get that. It shows you how much GP you need, grid power you need in order to get it. This one needs 16, and we do not have that much right now. So unfortunately, we're going to have to hold off on that bad boy, but that's perfectly fine. I don't know if anything else is going to cost us that much. We could take a peek here because we did need to get, what was it? From our storage, we would need the living rock slabs, which we need the living rock from, which is this. Which we need 8 for, so we don't have enough. So we're actually gonna have to get some more solar panels up and going here. So let's do that really quick because we don't have enough. Or actually, the other thing we could do is water mills. Water mills are also a great way to get power generation. I did just see them over here, but I am missing them. Here we go, water mill. This will actually give you 4 per, and you do need a running water block in order to utilize it. Just next to it. So you need some of these stone burnt, which we need 8 for. Okay. So I'm kind of running in circles here. We do need to just get some more solar panels up and going here. So this will give us more, and then we should be able to get some more of these boys. So let's just get all 8. We'll hold on to them. It's not like we aren't going to use them. And I'm going to grab that. So that'll give us, well, we have 6 up there right now. That'll give us 12. And then that'll give us 15, and then that'll give us 18. So a lot of solar panels, maybe not the most effective, but honestly, probably the easiest for us to do at this point in time. Let's get back up here. We're going to put these bad boys down. 1, 2, 3 there. There. And there. So plenty of solar panels up here. Now, unfortunately, it does only give us power during the day. So keep that in mind as you're doing stuff. So back inside we go. We do have 18 on there, so really we could actually do those, the lunar ones. So actually maybe I will do them really quick. So we need 3 per, we give us 3, and I kind of want to have 9 by 9. So what do we need? 3 per, 3, 6, 9. There we go. And that'll just take some time, as you can see. I think we can bump up the time with our time in a bottle, if I'm not mistaken. but obviously it puts a strain on our power, and it's going to be limited by that. So what I'll do is I'll get these crafted up, I'll get them placed on our roof, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, so we got these bad boys up here, and I think it looks pretty cool. Now, that'll give us plenty of power. As we can see, it's got 18 going right now, mainly just from our these bad boys here, from our normal ones, but the lunar ones will give us 9 then during the night, which is really nice. That's exactly what we wanted to have. So what we can do is we can come back down here, and we need some of those stone burnt, if I am not mistaken here. And we also need some quartz. Now, how much of that do we need? We need 4 blocks, so let's grab those. So 4 blocks of quartz. We should have enough, I hope. We got some nether quartz here. I don't think I have any nether quartz blocks just chilling out here. Oh, we do. Okay, good thing I checked because we can utilize those. So we'll throw those in there, and then we just need 2 more. Just like so. Pretty easy to make. We'll stick away our quartz because we're not going to need that anymore. And we'll throw these bad boys in here as well. And those will get made up. So that's one other thing off of our list, which is awesome. Now, moving on very quickly here, we need the living rock slab. Now, we need this from normal living rock, and we get those from pure daisies surrounded by our stone birds. We're going to need a decent amount of this. I feel like I should just craft up a whole bunch of it because realistically, we're going to use it in many recipes going forward. At least that's what it seems like. You know, I could be over analyzing that, but we'll throw that in there. It shouldn't take too much time at all. Our inventory is definitely getting clogged up here. It always does relatively quickly as we are making things. I'm going to go back over and throw this over here because obviously I want this to keep running. And we have been collecting a bunch of ores, just giving you guys a quick update here. As you can see, they are flowing in relatively quickly, which is awesome. Now, the other thing that I was considering doing, which we could test it out in a future episode, taking this bad boy, this Spectre coil, hooking it up with a universal cable, and then getting some kind of storage box up and going. I feel like that would be really awesome to have. Then we could just store a bunch of stuff, you know, in addition to what we make. We really do need some kind of storage device in here. But okay, so we do need to get into Botania. So there is a whole quest line in here for Botania, starting with getting your Lexica Botania. Now we can read through all of this. I don't think you guys need to get all of the backlog on it. But basically, this is the book for all of the knowledge for the Botania mod. If you want to read the rest of it, feel free to pause the video and take a peek through it. But we're going to just click the check mark there. It's just a manual click, and you will get the Lexica Botania. So what you can do with this, ooh, control. You can control. What if I hit control? I have no idea. I'm curious. I don't know what it. Oh, that's pretty cool. It opens up the book for you. Oh, that's kind of cool. But what I am going to do, well, I won't do it right now. You can combine it with your, well, I'll do it, with your Aztec tome so that you have everything in one centralized place. And then you can come in here and just click on it so we can open it up. So advancement made. A realistical logical ideologist. I think I read that correctly. Yep. So welcome to Botania. Congratulate you on the fine choice of strapping a sapling and a book together, or just finding this tome in a chest, whichever applies. Well, we got it from a quest line, so it doesn't really deal with with our situation here. So it's pretty straightforward. We can just hit the next page, and it flips through. It's kind of cool. It shows the animation on the side there. Now, again, if you want to read through all of this, feel free to, you know, pause the video at certain points. I know I went through pretty quickly there, but you can also then look at it on your guys' end. So, okay, various entries. They're leisure. You can pick between the image guide tour of this book or a shortish video in-game or a video. Let's go back to our index here. I'm not going to go through that. There's no reason for us to need to. But this is really cool. It's like a additional mod that's added in to allow it to be different than most other books, which is really cool. So the basics, that's where we're at now, the basics. So a tutorial of the basics. Oh, this is where we You have started your tutorial. Follow the red arrows and read the contents to be guided through your basics of Botania. Holy smokes. Okay, well, this is awesome. This will make things so much easier for those of you who are starting off, and especially me, because I'm not super used to it. So they're starting you off on the Lexica, the Botania book. Okay. Okay. So that's how we made it. Yep, fine. Mystical flowers. So, okay, yeah, we can go through a bunch of things here. So let me go through some stuff and then I'll come back. I know where we got to go, but I'm just going to breeze through it to make sure that we're on the same page. All right, guys, so got some stuff together and we're ready to move on. So I did take a read through this. There was nothing too crazy. Obviously, follow along as you want to if you're not super familiar with it. Also, I should preference this is not a tutorial on Botania. If you guys are interested in seeing more, I could go more in depth on it maybe and do maybe more dedicated episodes to it. But I'm just kind of jumping to what matters to us. The quickest, fastest way for us to get what we need to keep moving forward. And then if we wanted to come back, we could always come back and do more in this space. So again, take a read through this if you are interested, or look up some videos on YouTube more catered to a guide. So with that being said, there are a few things that we should start with. Let's get out of the book here, actually. Escape, there we go. And we'll just put that away. So what you should know for Botania is it's very floral based. So there are 16 different flowers that matter to us to get started with. And you can find these out in the world wherever you're adventuring. Now for us, for example, we have some right here. And the nice thing with this mod pack is that we have where it tells you what the item is and what mod it's from. So you know that this one is specifically from Botania. Now when you have tall ones like this, you can either hit it with your hand, or really your best thing to do on these tall ones is to use shears. Now there is another small one over here. I'll show you why. And actually there's a small one down here. So if we hit this small one with our normal hand, like so, it's going to give us just one here. And if we put it in here, we're going to get 2 purple petals from it. Now the color just depends on the flower itself, very much like how normal Minecraft flowers are. Now, if we were to hit this with our one hand, I think we get a small one. But if we hit it with shears, just like so, it'll give us the tall version of it. Now, if we put the tall one in here, we get 4. So you get just double it. So I just would recommend using shears on the tall ones. It definitely helps out in the long run. Now, if you do want to get the different flowers and you aren't able to find them out in the world, what I would recommend you using is floral fertilizer. Now this stuff is pretty straightforward to make. You can either utilize bone meal with some kind of floral powder, or if you use bone meal with yellow and red dye, you can get the same as well. Now yellow and red dye, a little bit easier to come by. I mean, look at it right here. We have some right here that we could utilize to get it. But luckily for us, we do have some of those Botania flowers chilling out here, so we can utilize just that powder. So I do need to come back into the base here. I do want to show you though, I already have some crafted up from the brown floral petals that we got. It's going to be a mouthful this whole time through. And you do need to craft up a pestle and mortar. This is pretty straightforward to make. Just a stick, a wood plank, and then a bowl. Bowl, pretty straightforward. And you just put it in like so. And then you take this pestle and mortar, you take any of your petals, you put them next to each other, and it'll give you the powder. So basically just mushing up the petals into that powder. Now for us, we do want to grab some bone meal here. Now I thought I had some chilling out here, maybe somewhere. I hope we're not out of bone meal. That would be extremely unfortunate if we were out. Okay, well we could utilize this really quickly for the time being. Unfortunately, it does look like we're running pretty low on bone meal. We can take this and just use it like so. Not the best way to do that. There are other ways to get bone, but this works for us for the time being. So it is just a, what is it called? Like a universal crafting recipe. So you can place the floral and the bone meal any which way within the crafting station, and it's going to give you this. So it doesn't have to be in the exact pattern that is shown in the recipe. So this will be fine for us for now. That'll give us 1 there, and we could just do... I think you can combine them. Yeah, you can even combine them like so. So that'll give us 3. Now, it's not much to start with, but ultimately what we want to get are white ones. So we want the white ones. I'll show you guys real quick here. Because what we want to get up and going is, on the next page here, this pure daisy. Now, I believe you can find it. You might be able to find it out in the world, but the best way to do it, if you're in a pinch, is like so. To put it in a petal apothecary and get it made into the pure daisy. I don't think, actually maybe you can't find it. I don't think you can actually find it growing. You have to go through the petal apothecary in order to get it. So where was it at? I'm already losing sight of things. So we need one of these. We need a pure daisy. And to get it, we need the petal apothecary as well as the white petals. Now the petal apothecary is a very needy recipe, I guess you could say. You need triple compressed cobblestone, 4 of them. So that's over 700 blocks of cobblestone per block here. So 7 times 4 is what, 28? So almost 3,000 probably blocks of cobblestone you're going to need for this. You can buy it from the shop, or honestly, I would recommend using your obsidian tool and going and just mining it. It goes much quicker that way. And then just a bucket and some stone slabs. It's pretty straightforward. I have everything for it, but I do want to use this to try to get some of our white petals. So all you got to do is take it, throw it on the ground, and you're going to get a bunch of Botania flowers. And look at that. We already got a white one, which is exactly what we needed. So let's actually use this bad boy. Unfortunately, it's only going to give us 2, and we do need 4. So we're going to try again. Hopefully we get another one. We did not that time, and we have one last one, and unfortunately we did not get it. We did get a bunch of other ones though, which is awesome. And you know what I realistically could have done? I could have used bone meal on that one specifically, and I think it makes it a double high as well. But it is what it is. So I'm going to have to get some more of this crafted up. I'm going to have to get some more white petals. And when we come back, I am going to also get the petal apothecary going so we can get this daisy up and going, and then make one more closer step to getting the living rock that we need. So guys, we'll be right back. All right guys, holy smokes. So I decided to actually go out and do some adventuring to try to find some resources to utilize to get those white petals like I was saying. And of course, I slash RTP'd, which will take you to a random place in the world. And what does it happen to put us on? Well, it puts us on an island that has a wishing well. If you guys have been following along with the series, you guys know that I have been keeping an eye out for one of these bad boys. They are extremely hard to find. At least I've had extremely bad luck finding them because of the spawn rates. You know, obviously there are only so many islands that you can get to. There are only so many islands in the world. And obviously you have to get lucky enough for one of these wishing wells to actually spawn on those. And what you can do is take a lot of these coins that we have and throw them into the wishing well and get good items. So that's what we're going to do. I am so excited. I cleaned out my whole inventory like you can see. And we have a ton of these bad boys to utilize and go through. So we'll try to do this as efficiently as possible. Obviously, it's going to take some time. I'll probably go through some of the silver. Well, I'll show you guys how it works. So all you got to do is throw it in and you get a random item. From that, we got an emerald key. You just can keep doing it and keep getting items. Just like so. And as you can see already, we got some cool stuff. We got a block of iron, some an emerald key, I should say, potion of invisibility. Just a bunch of good stuff, like just random good items, which is awesome. I do want to try the Fool's. There's a Fool's coin. Well, these things are interesting. So this one gives healing, but also a decay. This one gives bursting fullness. This one gives fullness as well. I kind of want to hold on to those ones. Durable shielding. Let's try one of these bad boys. Okay. We got a potion of night vision. Interesting. We do have normal gold coins. We have a bunch more silver coins. So what I'm thinking I'll do, I'll run through all of these. I'll use these up. I'll get our white petals, and I'll meet you guys back at the base, and I'll show you what we got from all of this. All right, guys. So we are back, and we are pretty much ready to keep moving forward. As you can see, I have a bunch more flowers chilling out here. I have a little bit more floral fertilizer here. I did want to point out, if you don't have bone meal, which we happen to be running kind of low on, you can actually get this floral fertilizer from a sieve or a heavy sieve if you take compressed dirt. So that's all I did. I took some compressed dirt. And if you have a flint stiffened mesh and you put it through it, I think either or, I don't know why there's two different ones because they're the same exact thing. You do have a 10% chance times 9 to get that. If you have an iron stiffened one, I think it's the same exact one, right? Yeah, same exact thing. So another good way to do it, just through dirt, you can get that floral fertilizer. Now, in regards to our tokens, throwing them into the wishing well, we got a bunch of cakes. There's a whole bunch of cakes now that we need to store. And then on top of that, we did get some diamonds, some TNT, a clock. I think we already had the compass. We got a quartz chest plate, wildwood boots, which are pretty interesting from roots. And then we also did get a bunch of potions, a couple blocks of iron. We did get another star, which is pretty cool. And I think that's about it. Most of this other stuff I already had. I already had that page with skill and so on. So a lot of this stuff I already had, obviously. We do need to take this out though. So we should have everything we need. Let's get the petal apothecary up and going, just like so. And then what you're going to want to do is have this close to a source of water. So for us, we will just put it, I don't know, we'll put it right here. It's pretty close here for us. You are going to want a bucket though to use with this. You just take a bucket like so, plop it in like that. And then what we need to get the flower that we need are the mystical white petals. And then I actually think you need a seed as well, if I'm not mistaken. We will have to go grab one of those bad boys. So let's go grab one really quickly here. I would cut away, but we've already cut away so much this episode, and we're already getting towards the end of everything. Let's see here. We should have some seeds just chilling out in here, like so. I believe we need these. It could have changed since I looked it up. Because I was going off of an old reference. And obviously mods continuously update. So we have the water in the pedestal. Or, yeah, in the pedestal. Or the apothecary, I should say. It's not a pedestal. So we take our 4 white petals. Oop, I did not want to plant that. Uh-oh. Can I break it and get it back? I can. Okay. Woof. Okay. So I think we can just hit Q. Yep. We hit Q and it'll go in there. And then as you can see, it pops up. In order to check off the progression, we do need that seed. So we just take a seed and we hit Q again. And bada bing, bada boom, we have our pure daisy, which is awesome. Because then what we can do with this is take our polished stone and then we're going to place this down just like so. And then what you need to do is take your stone, and then you should be able to put it around it like so. And it should start working, if I'm not mistaken. Or was it not the polished stone that we needed to get the living? Actually, we might have needed, oh, we need our stone burnt. That's what it is. We need to grab that. We did not grab that out of our thing over there. All right, hold on. All right, so we got our stone burnt here. Now you put this around it like so. And as you can see right away, you're starting to get these little particle effects, these little white stars floating all around here. Now it takes a minute or two, but it'll transform all of these blocks then into living rock, right? That's what it was, living rock? Yeah, living rock. And then how many do we need? So we need 6 slabs. So we need 3 of the living rocks, which is actually not bad because we're going to get plenty of it here. We're actually going to get 8 of them, which will be useful to have down the line. But as you can tell, our inventory is destroyed right now. So we are going to have to get that sorted out. But with that being done, then all we need now is our mana steel, which I think we do have a little bit sitting in our, back in our base that we've gotten along the way. But we do need 4 of these storage cables. So that means we're going to need 8 mana steel. So we might need to do a little bit more with getting this going. And unfortunately, when we do this conversion from in a mana pool, we do need steel, which is quite unfortunate. So we are going to have to get more steel up and going relatively soon here. But it's good. It's a good position for us to be in. We have started to dive into Botania, and like I said, you guys will have to let me know what you think, if you want to see a little bit more in-depth look at Botania, or if you're cool with just kind of sticking to the basics and just going through what we specifically need to progress to get to the next thing, that at least what we want in our Let's Play. Obviously, each of you might approach it differently. You guys might want to take more time. But again, just let me know. Let me know in the comments down below. Now, at any point now, this should start switching over, and I really want to capture the animation on camera here for you guys, because it actually is pretty cool to see. Unfortunately, F1 there is still not working for whatever reason. So let's see if we can get up here and get a bird's eye view of this bad boy. All right, guys, there you go. I don't know if it captured quick enough on camera there. I tried to unpause things for us. But as you can see, it converted everything. It actually took several minutes. I wonder if the rate that it's being done got bumped up in the mod pack, if they bumped it up a little bit. But this is exactly what we need. And then we can just vein mine it up. And the other nice thing with it too is you could get multiple of these going, and you could, you know, have a whole farm of things going in order to get that living stone or anything else from Botania as well. So guys, with that being said though, we are well over our time. We've had a couple long episodes here. I hope you guys don't mind it. If you do though, let me know in the comments. Let me know if you're liking these longer episodes or not. I'm asking you guys a lot today in the comments, but I just love hearing what you guys have to say. That's all. So anywho, if you did like this episode though, feel free to leave a like down below. If you're new to the channel, you want to follow along, hit that subscribe button and bell notification. It'll let you know every single time a new episode is posted to the channel. I do stream over on Twitch. Unfortunately, this week, our Friday stream is going to be delayed. I have some stuff going on, but I will get a stream in. Unfortunately, though, you would have to go over to my Discord and follow over there for any of those updates. So I have that linked in the description as well for your convenience. Check it out. You can find all of our updates over there, including updates not only to Twitch, but to our YouTube as well. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for sticking through to the end on this nice rainy ending to a long episode. I'll catch you all in the next one. Take it easy.